Well, it's that time. Happy Wednesday, beautiful peeps, wherever you are on this phenomenal planet. That's right. I call it a phenomenal planet because it is what you are projecting out into the world, is what you get right back in return. Jeez, I'm going to go in tonight. I feel it. I feel it. It must be something about this full moon. I am going in tonight because I hear you guys talking about, oh, the stock market crash. Oh, the recession is coming. Oh, my neck and my back, my neck and my back and my back and my neck. Oh, I'm hurting. All right, so we got to nip that in the bud. Season 4, episode 11. Welcome to Ready, Set, Real Estate with yours truly, Lisa Puerto. I am your show host, super agent, the one, the only, and the original, creator of many cool things. You can check that out at lasuperagent.com. Check out what's happening over there. And if you've been rocking with me and you haven't subscribed to become a loyal supporter, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? For just $5 a month, you gain exclusive access and you get member perks. Member perks, meaning the monthly webinars and the real estate trainings that I do every month on Saturday. You gain access to that as part of being a loyal supporter. Don't sleep on your girl. So already getting what you get now and some, including discounts on all the Ready Set Real Estate merchandise. If you're a real estate enthusiast, or you're learning real estate literacy, or you're an advocate of teaching our children and our community about real estate, then Ready Set Real Estate is the brand for you. Ready Set Real Estate supports real estate literacy. Remember, this show is a proud supporter of Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation. That is this country's first and only real estate focused nonprofit, where we teach, seek, and empower youth with real estate terms, concepts, and careers. That's right, and careers as an alternate pathway to success. Now, you may say, well, Lisa, there's all these other organizations and they do financial literacy. You're absolutely right, but listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. They do financial literacy. What we do is real estate literacy. Those are two different beasts, baby. And I promise you, they're two different experiences. All right. All right. You gonna learn today. Welcome. Oh, this is going to be a good one. I'm hyped. Like I said, it must be this full moon. Jupiter doing wonderful things. I am hearing a lot about what's going on with the real estate. Not so much real estate, with the global economy. We have tariff wars. We have Federal Reserve cutting interest rates. Today, the government is now revamping the FHA insured program to now include condos as an opportunity for first-time home buyers. That's significant. That is game-changing. You know why? Because they're no longer requiring that those condos be FHA approved. So that is going to open up a pool of home buyers. You may ask, geez, why now? If you're not asking, you should be asking, because that's the question that I ask, is why now? These are some interesting observations with interest rates being cut, loan programs being revamped, all these strategies being put into play. Why? To infuse buyer activity. Remember, we live in a capitalistic country, people. Whatever your position is on politics, socioeconomics, we live in a capitalistic country. And what that means is we thrive off of new money. Where's new money created? In real estate. New money is created in real estate. All right. So make sure you tag, share, drop a comment, say hi below if you're catching me on the live. Shout out to our radio podcast listeners who are tuning in on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Anchor, Castbox, Breaker, Pocket Cast, on and on and on. Again, if you are listening to a radio podcast platform and we are not there, make sure you go ahead and let me know by way of a message, a DM, an email, or a text. That way I know to let the team know to get us on that platform. But for the most part, 63% of our listening audience is tuning in via their fancy iPhones. So you guys are tuning in on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. So shout out to you guys. I want to shout out to our listening audience that are tuning in abroad, both France and Germany. Gosh, I have a small but yet committed listening audience. So bonjour. As a matter of fact, it must be very early in those countries right now because it is late. This is a late segment of Ready, Set, Real Estate. But you guys are tuning in and experiencing this on the replay anyhow. So you get it when you get it. And that's what I am enjoying about the technology is that you get to listen, you get to learn, albeit mobile university, on your phone, on your desktop, on your computer, wherever you are, wherever you have time. And so thank you for allowing me to enter your world. This is not you entering my world. This is me entering your world. And with that, that is an honor. And that is something, a privilege that I do not take lightly, which is why in tonight's episode, I want to talk about market shift versus mindset shift. What am I saying this for? Because again, there are two prominent events that happened in the stock market Monday and then today on Wednesday. It is August 14th still. I'm in the United States, local time, Cali time. And so what we observed today is that the stock market took its dip in a long time. This was first observed on Monday, and the dip in its trend in the curve had not been observed like this since 2007, which kind of given a red flag to people, and they're saying an impending recession. Now, let's just be realistic about the term recession and what that does. So a couple things happens when we start using the term recession. It starts to activate, and it's timely because as we go from August through December, the United States likes to operate off of a fear culture. So that means there's a lot of things, especially as we're entering a voting period right now. So there's a lot of shootings, mass shootings, and these local civil wars, if you will. There's mayhem erupting in different areas, and that's actually all very strategic, which is why I had said stop with the fret of an impending recession, because there are people in this country and in this world that have never, let me say this slowly and clearly, that have never experienced a recession. Bottoms up. Yes, there are some people in the country, locally, in the world that have never experienced a recession. Now, this show is going to challenge your very perspective and your very mindset, especially if you're somebody listening to positivity. You're someone that is going to a spiritual based or faith-based organization, a center. You're reprogramming your subconscious mind. You're rewriting your experience. You're rewriting your existence. Everybody who's doing seminars and conferences and real estate events, and wait a minute, you're spending all this money. You're investing in personal development. You're investing in spiritual development. Where is that in this time of a conversation of an impending recession? Don't cough up now. Start to activate the tools that you've been spending on. You went to the real estate seminar. You paid the gurus all the money. You go to church every Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever days of the week. I am challenging you now to really experience the things that you have been injecting in your life as it relates to this quote unquote impending recession. Why? Because you have access to all the things that you need. It isn't now today you start working and start saving and start planning and start gearing up. As a matter of fact, you should be overjoyed and rejoiced to say it is about time. Why? Because that means I get to put my money to work. With interest rates being so low, nobody's been really making money. Come on now. Some of you guys are sitting on mattress money because it may behoove you to keep your money out of the banking system right now because interest rates have been ridiculously low for so long. When you understand the cycle of money, when you understand cycles of economy, supply and demand, when you understand things like the healthcare industry, the restaurant industry, the IT industry, the housing industry, there is no impending recession. It just means there is a shift in wealth. There's a shift in wealth that is going to happen. There is a shift in wealth that has been happening. I must acknowledge that. There has been a shift in wealth that has been happening for some time. So for you to now say, oh, stop, cut it out. Because historically, millionaires have been made in recessions. Why? Because that's when the prices go down. That's when prices of things go down. And I wanted to address that as it relates to the housing market and the real estate market. Why? Because, I get this question all the time. Lisa, when is the best time to buy? The best time to buy or invest is when it makes financial sense for you. I always say this. I've been saying this for 13 years. I've been in the real estate business for 13 years. I've been serious the last 6 years of my career. And when I say serious, it's really when I just completely full throttle vested myself. And basically there's no alternative for me. This is what I do. So I have multiple streams of income coming from real estate. I have multiple streams of income coming from real estate, and that's from training, literacy, podcasting, sales, books, courses, all on and on, merchandise. So when I invite you to be part of a segment like this, I'm asking you to think about your mindset as it relates to this shift in wealth. What side of the coin are you going to be on? I was just having this conversation with my baby sister. And I love saying that because she is my baby sister, but she just turned 20. Happy belated birthday, Lovey. And one of the things that I shared with her as we were commuting this tonight, I said, it fascinates me that people are concerned about an impending recession. They're concerned about other people, families, friends, and your network. If you're that concerned of other people, that means the onus is on you to win during this time. The onus then becomes on you so that when you observe your family, friends, and closest networks going through something that they may not be prepared for, that you can say, I got you. See, this is why I'm saying this is a mindset shift. I might hurt some feelings tonight, but that's okay. I said I was going in anyway, and I'm prepared to do that. I've had a wonderful day. I'm still feeling incredible. Thank you for those who are liking my picture. I posted this picture that I said, I feel incredible. I'm activating incredible in my life. Use these vocabularies, use these words that empower and activate abundance in your life. And that's what tonight's show is about. See, this is why I was doing Shifter Thinking Tuesday and then Shifter Thinking Daily, because real estate is a mindset. Real estate is a mindset. Please write that down as you're taking notes. I expect you to be taking notes, my listening audience, because you never know what part of the show I'm dropping some true gems. Real estate is a mindset. And if you are concerned about an impending shift, then that means the onus is on you, because now that you've heard this tonight, because this is going to connect with a few people, and that's what's wonderful. That is what's wonderful, that I'm learning there are a handful of people that are listening to me, supporting me, connecting with me. Guess what? You the true MVP. You the true super califragilistic because you are studying. Master teacher, master student. That is my position. Master teacher, master student. I'm always learning. I'm always studying. I'm always paying attention. I'm always alert. What do they say? Hashtag stay woke. Go ahead and drop that in the comments. Hashtag stay woke. That's this moment. Market shift versus mindset shift. Are you going to be one of the multimillionaires that will be in this next wave, this next era? It's a phenomenal time. This is why I feel incredible. Do you know how long I've been waiting for a market like this? Ooh, I've been through the first flip, flop, boom, and bust. I don't say I know what it's going to look like. I'm not giving you I don't have a crystal ball, but what I do know is that positioning is everything. I do know what I allow into my consciousness, into my reality, is what I'm going to experience. I remember about this time last year, I don't believe in accidents and I don't believe in coincidence. I was supposed to commute to an open house with my partner, and we were supposed to do it in Pacific Palisades, but I ended up driving in the opposite direction. It's as a result of getting 4 hours of sleep, and I had an early morning appointment, jumped on the freeway and headed in the wrong direction on the freeway. And I ended up in Laguna Beach. And let me say this, if you haven't visited parts of your town, your city, your state, where the air smells differently, there is a different air in certain parts. And this is one place in terms of when I say it was so different that the very common cars were Lamborghinis and Rolls Royce and Bentleys and convertibles with the top down and all these super cars, super luxurious cars. The air was different. The real estate was different. The restaurants was different. The beach was different. Now, you know, I've been experiencing the beach once a week, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing decompressor for my life. So I implore you, as we're talking about market shift and mindset shift, what is it that you want to experience in your life? Because you should declare that. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to even listen to what I say. But if any of this is resonating with you or serves as a reminder, or if I become the audible to what you feel in your heart, mind, if it's anything that you are experiencing that you desire in your life, step out and do that. Step out and declare that, experiencing that. Don't wait until it's too late. Connect yourself with people and places that are doing those things and experiences. Master P said it, there's no limit. Isn't that the name of his record label? What did he teach us? Hustling out of the trunk of his car. When you look at these people, they have been hustling for themselves, and they have proven that it was the belief and faith in themselves. They weren't worrying about recession. Now, 50 Cent said this so wonderfully. Oh, I just remember this quote. Sips tea. 50 Cent said this wonderfully. Somebody tag 50 Cent and let him know I shout him out. He said where he comes from, there is no recession. Now, we know this as a people of color and community that what is a recession? We know what hard times are. What did we experience and see during the last financial crisis? That people who were not accustomed to quote unquote hard times were burning their houses. They were setting their families on fire. They were executing their families as a result because they couldn't deal with the recession. They couldn't deal with the impending loss. They couldn't deal with the material loss, because that's what it is. It's material loss. Instead of realizing there's just a shift and a transference. This is why it's mindset. This is why it's mindset. Because I'm telling, my family isn't native to this. I'm telling, I think one of the biggest things when you have people that are not native to this country, and people who've experienced, by the way, am a baby out of the Great Depression. I'm an 80s baby. So I know hard times. I mean, I've posted back in the day, my Throwback Thursday pictures was me in a shopping cart as my grandmother was pushing me. That was my stroller. Me in a shopping cart. It's all perspective. It's all mindset. It's about where are you positioning yourself as we see a shift happening. Let me remind you that the United States has been on the largest expansion since the history of the United States. We have been in the largest expansion. What does that mean? That means that cyclically, economically, we are due for troughs, booms, and busts. We have been expanding for a very long period of time. We have superseded that 7-year to 10-year cycle. And this is why it is out of the projection and expectation that people say, okay, we've been expanding. We're due for a market crash. We're due for a market correction. We're due for a recession. And yes, while the market is due for it, you do see external forces are trying to inject and infuse activity as a fallacy to pump money into the economy by the way of interest rate cuts, by the way of revamping programs to get more buyers to put money into the economy, to infuse that activity. Again, we are in a capitalistic country, and how we thrive is off of new money. Now, as we talk about new money, this is why I want to get into mindset shift versus market shift. A.G. Gaston said, find a need and fill it. You are here as a co-creator. You're an innovator. You have an idea. You have something, and you have access to the resources and people that you need to help you win. I'll give you an example. What was the name of the sisters, the Cheesecake Sisters, during the government shutdown? They had access to everything they needed. They knew how to bake pie. They used their sister's recipe or mom's recipe. Mom's recipe, sister knew how to do it, said, hey, we should sell these. Boom, all of a sudden they're selling cheesecakes, calling the furlough cheesecake. They end up on Ellen DeGeneres show. They get $25,000 to Cheerios from Cheerios to help them through this the government shutdown. What are you doing and what are you working on? See, the universe will only reward you if you put in the work. The universe only can reward you and pay you back dividends if you've actually put something out there. But if you have not put anything out there, if you're sitting on your hands and twiddling your thumbs and you're waiting for pie in the sky to open up and save you, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I promise you it's not going to happen. It just doesn't work like that. Why? Because it's called a universal law. The universe operates by universal law. Whether you study metaphysics, spirituality, the biblical text, the Quran, the Kabbalion, whatever your spiritual book of choice is, or your blueprint for life is, they all operate by universal laws. And I'll give it to you very simply. It's scientific. What you reap is what you sow is what you reap. That's scientific. What seeds have you been planting out there, my gardeners, my farmers? What seeds have you been planting? What seeds and what energy have you been pouring out into the world, into the universe? What knowledge, product, and service have you been providing to your community? The name of the game has always been multiple streams of income. If you were not raised in the 50s or any time after that, the name of the game has always been multiple streams of income, because the day of the pension, the day of retiring on your pension plan was over. It is gone with the generation that we see aging right now, with our baby boomer generation. You know why I'm excited about what this whole shift is about? Is because I'm not a transactional agent. I've not ever been a transactional agent. Not one of my clients who are now friends of mine, they're now in my inner circle. Not one of them can say that I've ever treated them like a paycheck. Not one of them can say it was a one and done thing. I run a business and I service clients, or I serve clients that need, capital NEED, to sell, buy, refi. Albeit they're going through a divorce, they need to partition, exercise their rights to partition. That means if you caught up in a situation, because everybody's got a situation where you're in a joint tenancy, community property, tenants in common, and you want out, that's when I'm being brought in. If you lose your job during this time, you're going to call or should call someone like me or experienced like me to help you through that. Not all agents here. One, not all agents are created equal, and not all agents are here to sell your property. Some of them, like me, actually know how to help you keep your home, help you through the next level, help you through the next chapter. This is the time for you to pay attention to your circle. This is the time to pay attention to your network. This is the time. This is why I'm excited. You should be too. I say this with excitement. This is why I say stop fretting about this impending recession. Millionaires have been made in downturns. It's just the cycle of life. It's the cycle of money. Let me say that again. It is a cycle of life. It is a cycle of money. Just like we know that people leave this physical vessel and enter into the ethers. It is a cycle of life. And if you have not been positioning yourself in the last 3 years leading up to today, to the next quarter and next year, 2020, I'm going to say, yeah, you're definitely going to be the one fretting. Which means you should be exploring your network. Are you in a network or in a circle where you can count on people? Will you have someone's back, front and side, or will they have yours? It's awfully quiet tonight. I see y'all viewing and watching, but you're quiet. I'm feeling so wonderful. I'm feeling incredible. And you should too, because it's just the beginning. It's your time. It's your turn. Do you know there's a renaissance happening right now? Do you know the level of innovation happening right now? Do you know the level of entrepreneurship growing among women entrepreneurs across this country? Do you know the level of entrepreneurship and business starting with children ages 8 and up? Do you realize this? There is a new era. There's a new wave. And what am I asking you this for? What are you waiting for? Technology has only afforded us a new way to communicate, a new way to market ourselves, a new way to funnel our products, knowledge, and services. It's called KPS. All right. Vero says, quiet because we are listening. Okay. I was like, I mean, did I hit some buttons? Is it resonating? Let me know. Wonderful. As long as it's resonating. Okay. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Wonderful. Oh man, that's a good one. She says we are quiet because we are listening. Stop with the fretting. I'm gonna bring you back the way I opened up the show. If you missed the early part, when I opened up, I said I challenge you. You have invested in guru, you invested in spiritual work, personal development, all these tools you have invested in. So why would you be fretting about what the economy is doing when you have access to everything you need to thrive? This is not a time to be concerned and fretting about what if, what if, what if. This is about positioning. Shout out to Veronica and her husband. Shout out to them, yes, for calling because they reached out to their network. Who is your top five? I've been saying this for now 3 years. My show has now been running for 3 years, y'all. And I have been talking about the top five. You should be able to name your top five to me. If I ask you this question and you have been listening to me, you should be able to give me your top five. Who is your holistic or PCP doctor? Who is your insurance advisor? Who is your financial advisor? Who is your real estate advisor? Who is your attorney? You should be able to give me those names, numbers, and emails when I ask you that. You may say, I don't have the money for the retainer. I'm not ready, but you should know who you're going to call when it's time. You need to know who you're going to call when it's time. You all know in a state of an emergency, you know what number to dial. You dial 911. That's been programmed into your mind, but that only services an immediate short-term need. What about your long-term need? Your wealth, your health, your mind, your body, your spirit. That is your top five. Can you feel I'm fired up about this? Because if anything I say on this show, if anything that I've said in the last 100 episodes, do you know today's episode 102? If it's anything that I've said, anything that I've shared, is that you should know your top five. This is your mind, body, and spirit team. This is long game. Ooh, this is long game. And so as we are discussing a market shift versus a mindset shift, it's just a transference of energy. Wealth and money is energy. It's currency. It's just transferring. It's shifting. So what does that mean? Positioning yourself. That means start the conversations you need to start having. Start the money conversations you need to start having. Start the health conversations you need to start having. Start exploring those alternative and those second and third opinions. If you haven't, I get it. If you haven't, or even have it maybe didn't cross your mind, but if something I say tonight resonates with you and serves as a reminder, because all I'm doing is I'm actually just expressing what you've probably been thinking and it's been on your mind anyway. So if this serves as a validation or confirm, go ahead and drop the 100 in the comments below. That way I know we're on point. I don't just get on here and talk out the side of my neck. You know, I channel messages. That's my gift. That's my superpower. When I first got in real estate in 2006, you know, I actually took me a year to close my first deal. Why? Because at that time, the market was high. It was very high. And I was actually advising people that if they didn't need to buy, they should wait because it was very high. I have a background in finance. I have a background in psychology. People and money is my gift. That's my superpower. People and money is my superpower. This is my arena. If you know, shout out to Coach Khayr. If you know my birth chart, you know I have 4 planets in the 4th house that rules real estate. I'm in my purpose. I know who I am. I'm so good with it. I'm so good with it. So I can come out here. I could come on here with no shame in my game. I can come on here unapologetically because I know what I'm saying is I'm speaking in my truth. And so in the earlier part of my career, I made no money. I had no money. You know why? Because I was consulting as a professional. I had to see myself as a professional. I never saw myself as an agent. I never saw myself as an average or a regular or a pedestrian. I never saw myself as that. When I jumped in this industry, I said, I want to see what I see myself 5 years in. I will be the go-to person in this industry. And to date, that is who I have become. But it didn't start that way. I had that vision. That was a mindset shift. That was a mindset shift I had during a market shift, because that was 2006, and then 2008, the market crash. What do you think happened at that point? That's when clients started calling me saying, you know what? You were the only person advising and recommending and suggesting to wait, be strategic. For those of you who have your consults with me, know this. What do I say? Do what makes financial sense for you and for your family. The numbers have to make sense for you because it's about numbers. Numbers don't lie, people do. Is that Jay-Z? Shout out to my Sagittarius brother, who's a billionaire, who says that until we're all on the same playing field, we're not free. None of us are free until we're all millionaires. What did Beyonce say? What's better than 1 millionaire? 2? Come on now. Oh, I'm telling you. I said I was going in tonight. I said I was going in. Woo, I'm fired up. I'm fired up. Oh, this is going to be probably one of my best episodes to date. To date. I didn't quote Jay-Z, Beyonce, 50 Cent. Who else? Lil Duval. I'm going to quote Lil Duval right now. You know why? He's been using rich broke, right? You're rich, but act like you broke. Mindset. I've been watching him and his merchandise. You know what he's doing? He's reprogramming a culture with a mindset of not spending all your money. As one of my student interns said, Lisa, what's your favorite brand? I said, what do you mean? He said, you know, like Versace and Gucci and Louis Vuitton. I said, oh, okay. My brand, Ready Set Real Estate. That's what I wear. He said, what? I said, yeah. I said, Gucci don't know me. Versace don't know me. They're not putting into my pockets. Mindset shift. If you look at most multi-billion millionaires and most multi-billionaires, you don't see them wearing name brand clothes, you guys. They're not advertising publicly. They do subtle things, very, very subtle things in terms of wealth. They don't wear their money. That's a mindset shift. Why would you want to be walking around walking like a target anywhere, anyway? It's funny, you know, one of the things people are always kind of wondering, like, what's my type in terms of men or dating and stuff like that. And I've not ever been impressed with the man, what he drives, what he wears, and his car. I mean, I enjoy classy men and men that are stylish. But let me say what impresses Lisa. What is the face amount on your life insurance? What does your portfolio look like? Do you have annuities? Have you set you and your children up and your family for a legacy? I'm playing long game. Why? Because I'm here. We can't use these titles so frivolously, God and goddess and king and queen, and I'm royalty and this and that and the third. You cannot use those terms frivolously when you have not been building your portfolio. You've not been building your legacy. trademark, intellectual property, real estate property, stock property, corporation property. There's tons of ways you can own property. I'm not saying to you how to do it, what you should do. That's for you to decide. But as we are gearing up for this next wave, and it's been happening for some time. I mean, the sister who I don't know her name, but she came up with the Crayola makeup kit. She was waiting tables, had a concept and idea, and she put it out there, came up with that last December, or was it one of the sales? She did a sale. She made $1 million. She made over $1 million in one day. As a matter of fact, I think it was maybe less than a couple hours. That's mindset shift. Do not be afraid of this thing we call currency. Do not be afraid of this thing we call money, especially because if you don't come from it, this is why you're doing this personal development and the self-improvement, and you're watching other people do these things, right? Because it's you perceiving the experience of money. I shared a post this week and I said, hi there, you already are. That's what I was referring to. All that you desire, all that you are striving to be, and you think it's outside of you, it's not, it's within you. So stop with the fretting of an impending recession. Stop with the fretting about, oh, I need to, lack mentality and scarcity and that whole lack. Because I challenge you again. Why are you investing in personal development? Why are you going to the faith-based organizations or spiritual centers Monday through Sunday? Why are you doing that? If you are going to cower into yourself and start to be afraid to live life. I'm going to wrap this up. Y'all don't hear me though. Go ahead and drop any questions, comments, and below. I'm ready for you while I catch my breath. Oh man, this is wonderful. This was everything I expected tonight to be. Shout out to my new clients that are actually preparing to purchase their first property. Shout out to the clients that are refinancing, getting a lower interest rate. Shout out to my new clients that are listing their property so that they can do a downsize. Shout out to my clients that are actually pursuing lawsuits against people for the rights to their property. Shout out to my clients that are looking to upgrade from their current investment to more investment. Shout out to my clients that are living their life. Shout out to the people that are executing on their plans, their goals, and their visions. Are you going to be one of those people? I am every single day. I'm doing exactly what I envision to be doing. I am grateful. Like I said, I do not take this time lightly that you let me into your world. So this is me loving on you. This is me reminding you that real estate is not for the faint of heart, which is why get connected with the right team to support you beginning, during, and end, and after. Shout out to those of you who are subscribing to the Property Owners EDU. You can check that out at propertyownersedu.com. Supporting homeowners and helping them take a proactive approach so it's not too late. All right, that is my time. I'm going to wrap this. If you don't have any questions or comments, no problem. You can always check me out on all your favorite social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, at LA Super Agent. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Yes. Have a wonderful night. Make sure you share, tag, let somebody know. Just go ahead and bless somebody with a nice message. I know I wanted to keep it short, but there was a lot in me. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We are concluding tonight's episode 11. Tonight was episode 11. That means it was a power of the portal. That was a gateway, transformational. I trust that you had an opportunity to partake in this next level conversation on Ready, Set, Real Estate. I'll see you next week for another powerful information-packed episode on Ready, Set, Real Estate. Hey!